Hello everyone and welcome back to Xbox Nation and to potentially a brand new series on this channel. The great folks over at G2A challenged me to a brand new video this week to basically have a look at 3 different games and compare them across Xbox and also PC and ultimately determine which one looks better. So what we'll be doing is put Xbox and PC head to head in a battle of graphics, performance and gameplay across 3 different titles, being the latest games releasing and then a couple of older titles just so we can get a widespread variety. Of course, a big shout out to our sponsor G2A, and as part of this video, they are giving a gift card up to €50 in value for the best comments below about what game looks better, where you play your games, and giving us your opinions. So my PC was actually purchased about 5 years ago now, just before the release of the Xbox Series X, and is equipped with the following specs I'll chuck on screen now. At the time, this PC build cost me about £900 and I did put it together myself, so I'm not including obviously any pricing for the labour part of this video. The only thing that I have done since having the PC though is in the past couple of weeks I have upgraded the SSD, just going from a 500GB up to a 2TB. On paper it is very much a 1080p machine, but it can run 4K and is ever so slightly less performance on paper compared to the Series X GPU, so we'll have to just see how it performs in today's video. So first up, I wanted to take a look at the recently released Clair Obscur Expedition 33, as it only landed onto Xbox and PC this past week, and it is currently sitting as the highest rated game of 2025 so far, and even slotting in as one of the best games of all time. Now, I have actually completed the game and I did play it across both Xbox consoles, that being the X and S, and I absolutely adored my time with it. I am intrigued though to see how it performs on my PC, and you can let me know your thoughts now. So I wanted to show off a couple of different areas on screen now, and these are being very intense in terms of visuals and also their colour palettes. For these areas, these are also where I saw dips on the Xbox Series S, so I know that if there is a place to stress test this one, then these would be it. The PC is currently running this game at a rock solid 60 FPS on medium settings at 1080p, and I never came across any dips when battling in this game. I will make you aware though that I am also running this with DLSS turned on by default, as I really don't fancy messing around with it in the recommended settings. The same is happening on the Xbox Series X, and it looks to be doing absolute wonders. You can be the judge though when it comes to detail on screen, along with the texture detail and the lighting. Personally, I still think the Xbox looks a little bit better in terms of image clarity, which I do slightly expect due to the GPU being slightly more powerful than the 2060 on my PC. In terms of textures and facial fidelity though, they do look practically similar. I saw little to no frame drops or difference between either system. It seems as though Clair Obscur is a very well optimized port across both platforms, so either of them are a good shout, and the game is available to buy with the price on screen now at Steam, Xbox, G2A, and of course is also on Xbox Game Pass. Now, this next game, don't get me wrong, certainly had a lot of controversy when it launched, and I know many never touched this game. I'm not going to dive into any political stuff or wrongdoings about this game today, but instead bring you some visuals, as I wanted to show a game that was released only a year ago, which is also running at ultra settings over on PC, and what seems to be very similar ultra settings over on the Xbox Series X. As you can see right now, I have started us in what is the main camp area, and when starting the game you get to see off in the distance where the final battle will commence. It does look to be pretty good to my eye, and there doesn't really seem to be any discrepancies in either version. The same can also be said for the desert inspired level. Yes, I did actually forget the name of this location, but as you can see in these couple of locations, there is not much of a discrepancy again between either version. Framerate wise, I was totally okay on both running at a 60 FPS. I do know that the Xbox Series X does have a quality mode which limits it to 30 FPS for visual clarity, and I have turned this on now to show you the difference in the quality value. To be honest though, I did want both to run at a smooth 60 FPS, hence the performance mode option, and I wanted to ensure this was more of an accurate test in visual quality when it comes to the performant hardware of both systems. Now, before we dive into the other 2 remaining games today, I wanted to give you a bit more information about today's sponsor, G2A. All of today's games, whether that's on Xbox or PC, are available to purchase directly over on G2A, and these are notably better in terms of pricing compared to other storefronts out there. I have been using G2A personally now for many years, and I have collaborated with them in the past, and I can always reliably recommend them for their services and their products. I have chucked up the pricing for all 4 games today, and as you can see, you can grab the Oblivion Remastered and even Clair Obscur for a fantastic discount over on PC, and again, you can also get a decent discount over on Xbox. That's of course if you don't have Game Pass. Then again, if you want to get Game Pass, they also have discounts on those subscriptions for you. You can also go to the best deals page with the link on screen now or in the description below, and you can grab all PC ports of the games in this video. This page will also provide you with a ton of other PC ports that you can choose from, such as Red Dead 2, Death Stranding, and so much more, and these are at some incredible discounts. A great thing though is that all the sellers on their website are subject to a complete business verification process for safety, and they even provide a fee back to the original developers of the game, so it supports everyone in the entire process. If you want to check out the games today over on G2A, I have left links in the top of the description down below. Thanks again to G2A for sponsoring today's video, and let's get back into testing the remaining 2 games. Obviously, the largest game that has come to both Xbox and PC over the last week has to be the Oblivion Remastered, and I have to say I've got some footage to show you across both of the systems. I will note in advance that I did have some technical issues when launching the game over on PC, and it also had some terrible frame hitches at that time, which to be honest I really still can't explain. I know there have been a lot of mentions online throughout Reddit, YouTube and other forums about the PC performance being pretty middling to say the least, and to be honest that's kind of what I expect from a UE5 title these days. Over on Xbox though, it seems to be a pretty different story, and I am playing at a fixed 60 FPS across both systems. Yes, I did get the odd frame dip over on Xbox as well, as to be honest I know this port's been very mixed within the community, but the performance as a whole has been pretty solid. I have chucked on the gameplay comparisons on screen now for you to look at, and I definitely have to say that the visual fidelity for me personally looks tons better on the Xbox version. This could be down to a CPU limitation on my side, but personally I feel like texture wise it's quite muddied over on the PC. You'll have to let me know your winner for this down in the comments below. Finally, the last game that I did want to check out today was Atomfall. I loved that we saw Rebellion stepping away from the Sniper Elite series and finally bringing us a very hardcore survival experience in a similar vein to the Fallout series. Now, the game is absolutely stunning here, with the northern British countryside really popping out. There is a ton of lush colours, some absolutely jaw-dropping set-piece moments, and a ton of foliage, which will certainly put the most competent of hardware to the test. The only thing I will say is the NPC animations still look very stiff in this game and aren't groundbreaking in any way, but to be honest, the main draw, for me at least, was the stunning open world environments. So what I'll do now is I'll do the same with the Oblivion comparison. I want to chuck up some visuals on screen now, and I would be keen to hear your thoughts down below. So, which system do you prefer, and what games came out on top for you in this video? Let me know down below, and that also enters you into the gift card giveaway. Do check out G2A for any Xbox or PC games, and a big shout out to them for sponsoring this video. Remember to like this video if you enjoyed and want to see more comparisons here on the channel, and also subscribe for more daily Xbox content. Now, whilst here, why don't you check out the video on screen now, as I checked out the massive updates that arrived on Xbox this week.